can't believe this is actually happening, but I think we have started on time and like appropriately spec'd. Like I'm pretty sure there's like volume.
Testing.
Or, yeah. We got like volume. We got like people are like hearing us. This is crazy day. Welcome to Great North Sports. We are live. I'm Armchair. That's Dubs. This is we talked about during March how it was like the best time of the year for sports. Like there was like football and like the college basketball championship was going on in the tournament. And some baseball was
God, I
starting
love
up. It
March.
was like such a great time.
I had hope.
This
Jason
is
Tatum's Achilles was intact. The Red Sox season had hope.
this
I was
was
happier.
conversely the worst time of year for sports, in my opinion.
Awful.
The NHL playoffs are wrapping up. If you like basketball, that
The last
playoffs
day
is
there's
wrapping
2
up.
games a day. That's when it gets bad.
There's not like right now we're down to one hockey game a day, and not for long, because it kind of feels like Florida's going to lock it out tonight. And based on the way Edmonton was playing, Dallas threw everything they had at Stuart Skinner, and he didn't bend.
Jekyll and Hyde. He was
He
he
either
was on
lets in
his
7
fucking game.
goals or he's like 1 or less. That's it.
He has
That's
a
all he
98
does.
save percentage games 2 through 4.
Unbelievable play. Unbelievable play. So this is the worst time of year for sports. What that means, though, is that we're going to bring back something that is near and dear to our hearts. It's the most Ocho.
The most
The
Ocho.
most
We had a
Ocho.
couple of Ocho activities this
And some
weekend.
Ocho-related activities. Where do you want to start? You want to start with Weenie Mobiles?
Yeah, let's do that one. This because the other one's like a cult classic. Everyone's heard about it. This one, if you're outside of the racing world, you may not have heard about it. But the Oscar Mayer, famous wiener salesman,
I have, in
they
fact, heard of
have
them, yes.
they have 6 iconic Wienermobiles that serve as ambassadors for the brand that travel across the country. They've never been together all at once. They've never had the 6 of them all meet. And they decided to have them meet at the Indianapolis 500, and they were going to decide which region was the best on the track. Each Wienermobile got a pilot and a co-pilot representing a part of the country, and they took off. Super funny imagery.
Aren't they built the
5
same?
miles they drove.
Aren't they built the same?
Yeah, I would assume.
It's a
Maybe they
Spider-Man,
had
isn't
like a. I was hoping they had like a derby type. It was a Pinewood Derby, so
it?
what it is like a time to add shit to their Wienermobile
I would like the
modifications,
like the
boosts,
like the
turbo.
Florida Wienermobile has like NOS.
Yeah,
It's got
they've
like
got Speed
NOS.
Racer type like weaponry attached.
Fast and the Furious style, like got underglow and NOS. That's
There's
what they're
two
rocking with.
two of the Wienermobiles like they locked eyes like Vin Diesel and Paul Walker do in Fast and Furious.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Completely poetic.
It was funny to see. I also saw something that was entertaining to me that I considered most Ocho. You ever just try to fit yourself on a door frame? You ever
No,
just
but
try
I
to
do use them to good back crackers door
great
frames.
backcrackers? I believe this is in Germany because everything is in Germany. That is Ocho. This is where the pretzel cutting competition is. I'm pretty sure that's where the forklift competition
All of
is. The
the posts I
grass
see on
mowing.
Instagram that it's like everyone else sleeping, me at 4 a.m. betting on the German
Yeah,
doors door
door hanging.
door hanging. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. So there,
Couldn't get the word.
you have two door frames side by side, and you get off the ground. You can't touch the ground. Loser is the first one to touch the ground. I have suspended myself in the door frame before, just
What
to see if I
muscles
could
is
do
it?
it. It's a lot of legs. It's a
Yeah, I
lot of legs.
figured.
You use your hands sparingly because there's not a lot to grab onto there. You think, oh, I just grab onto the top. Nope. Mm-mm. It's like Survivor style, like edges. Like
It looks like a Survivor competition.
you gotta be good at bouldering to
Looks
do
like
that kind
Jeff
of thing.
Probst is like right there yelling at you.
He absolutely is. He's a bit of a savage, Jeff Probst. You got to watch out for that guy.
I'm not a Survivor guy, but I like Jeff Probst.
I am a Survivor guy, and I also like Jeff Probst because he will call you out for your bullshit. And it's like
Yeah.
in the middle of a competition, he'll just say he's doing what the commentators do in a skybox for a game, and we're going to get to some actual sports here in a little bit, but like he does it like live on the ground as it's happening within earshot. He's like, and Maria is dead last. And like that to me just always makes me chuckle because they're like they know they're in bad, and then Probst is just
Steve's
like
arms are starting to shake.
he's
He
just
looks
like
like he
this
might
guy is
give out.
awful. This guy's just look. This guy's terrible. I love it. I love to see it. And we also had a classic. We had a classic that happened
Yearly.
as a yearly classic. And it's not the
It's the
wife
Coop.
carrying competition. That's a good one too.
It's the Cooper's Hill cheese rolling race.
God, I love that
Takes
thing.
place in England every year, and God, did we have some good angles this year? If you wanna see some wild shit, look up the cheese rolling race and just go on Twitter, type it in, and go through all
It's
the videos and angles because holy fuck, man. There's one guy in the main race, the like main event. He just he went. He decided
full
I don't
send.
care what happens to my body. If for those that are not familiar, the cheese rolling race, it's a big ass hill in England, and they roll a cheese wheel down this. It's
It's a hill.
steep.
It's a
Like it,
steep hill.
you
It's
would
not.
it was a be a big time workout going up it.
Yeah.
Um, Everyone's sprinting down to the bottom of this hill at the same time. Whoever gets down there first is crowned the victor, and you're not rewarded money, no like
You get the
plaque, nothing
cheese.
like that. You get the cheese wheel. These guys are in it for
Cheese
the
wheels
love of
aren't
the game. I saw a guy from New
cheese wheels
Zealand
aren't
won it
cheap
this
though.
year.
They're not cheap. You ever see how much a
No,
cheese wheel is? They're not
I've
cheap.
played many a Skyrim, brother. I know the worth of a cheese wheel. Played way
Yeah.
too much Skyrim to underestimate the value of cheese.
It what crash was worth? Was it the Grosjean
It was
crash? Is it the
no, it was
Grosjean
that guy.
crash, or is it that guy who
It
took the
was
full
that
gainer?
guy. No fucking pads, no car to cushion the fall. This guy just went full sprint, full gainer, broken neck. Like he
He
probably
did a
woke
full
up in the
flip.
hospital. Maybe he hasn't yet, but
I
he
need.
probably woke up in the hospital at some point and went, "Did I win?"
I'm
Like that was
gonna
probably the
do.
first first
I'm
things
gonna
out of
do
his
my
mouth.
best to describe this to you so that you can try and understand it, but you really need to go see it. Dubs will have it on the Stone Sports Twitter for sure.
Yeah, I'll
But
post it.
but basically the guy is running full tilt and it looks like he like either trips or dives or
Says
loses
several
footing.
people were hospitalized. I just retweeted it.
He does a full like he does a flip and he touches the ground, and then his body does like a full flip without touching anything, and then he does one of those like and he just like the whole of his back and head just snap into the ground, and he hit it so hard that there were like several people at the bottom that like ran to him to try and stop him from continuing to fall because he wasn't done falling. He was still going. He's still going. We got to stop this guy.
There's a video of someone from the it's in the thing I just posted, but they're like higher up and
Yeah.
there's a wall between like wherever the hill is and from wherever they're watching from it. And the guy takes off and starts flipping right before like you see that wall. So from these people's point of view, it looks like he's just dead. He
He's
just
gone.
tumbles off the he's gone. He just
He's
disappeared.
gone.
Like that guy looked got 10 feet in the air. How did he even do that? Oh my good lord. The slam, he was probably out. Actually, no. He probably landed when he hits his back the first time. Wind knocked out, just full.
Yeah.
Just
Second slam,
the
he's out
worst
though.
position you could
He
be.
is out.
Second slam, when he hits the head, it's game over.
There's no way that guy woke up from that immediately. There's no way.
No shot.
No way.
I
Phenomenal.
think we should. I want to see a show where they take falls like that because my Instagram is filled with people falling off bikes and
Yes.
doing dumb shit. I want there to be a show where people will go out and try to replicate it with the ballistic dummies and just see like how much damage that could have actually
You know what
caused.
you're
Like,
describing. You're
what's
describing
that?
myth. You're describing MythBusters.
Yeah, you're right. I totally am.
It's, MythBusters is like, hey,
But
we
it's
did.
MythBusters with a twist. It's like MythBusters Bodily Harm Edition.
I'm pretty sure Adam Savage would do that. just to
Yeah,
fire
he
things
totally
out.
would.
He'd be
He
it.
probably would.
Adam
And he would throw
Savage,
shade at Jamie the whole time.
if you're listening to this show, which I know you most definitely are, because you're absolutely a Great North sports fan, like all of you should be, uh,
There's
please
no
make this
fucking
show.
way that guy
There's
watches sports.
no shot. No
No,
shot.
no way he watches any sports.
No, no. He is rolling the D&D dice tonight. I'll tell you that much. All right, let's get into some.
Cheese race. Would you ever do it?
No,
To
no chance. Have
past
you
your
ever?
prime? What
Have
about
you?
prime armchair?
No. Have you ever run down a hill
I
like
wouldn't
that?
either.
Have you ever run down to like a? I've run
It's
down hills that have
terrifying.
run down hills that are not steep. Like if you've ever gotten into a situation where your legs are moving faster than you think they should be, it is really hard to like keep that momentum. And you basically have to either decide you're going to fall, like
Yep.
I'm going to
What
go
part
into
of
a
my
roll.
body can eat this the
Yeah,
best?
I'm going to go into a roll or like a slide or something and I'm going to try and do it, or I'm going to go back and hope that I don't crack my skull. I've definitely run down some hills sometimes where I've like as a kid where I'm like this I'm too fast right now. I'm way too fast.
Yeah.
I had a pretty horrific we'll get into some sports, but I'm going to give you my horrific armchair story. This is not safe for work and if you're squeamish, you may not want to listen.
You know I would listen.
I had rollerblades as a kid because I played ball hockey all the time. So we would all lace them up, go to the tennis courts where it was like smooth surface, and we would put the nets and we played hockey. Well, I was rollerblading on the street, and I went down a hill, and this hill was like pretty steep, and it got to the point where I got speed wobbles and was trying to brace my fall, and I braced it with my hand, and my thumb got pulled underneath
Yeah.
uh, my hand, and I ripped my thumbnail off.
That's fun.
It's
I
full blood. My thumbnail is crooked to this day. Like to this day. I wish I could give you like a
If
proper
my mom's listening, I
orientation.
know she's cringing. She
See,
hates nail
see, it's
things.
it's
Oh yeah,
fully
she's got a little tilt to her.
it's sideways. If I put my thumb down, it's like pulled off to the side.
I popped a kid's thumbnail off in basketball. I was going to do an inbound, and he kept going over the line, and the ref was like, back up, and then he was like this, and when I like ball faked, he went to like poke the
Oh
ball
no,
out,
no, no,
and
no.
I hit his finger straight on, and his
Yeah,
thumbnail literally like popped up in the air. You could see it. And
that's gross.
yeah, it was wild.
That's wild. All right. Speaking of gross,
Came back in, he was lacing threes like it was a dog.
speaking of gross, um, you want a little bit of time here. I promised you I'd give you time. Let's talk some baseball. Um, this is an awful. It's you've not had a great run for sports. Your Bruins absolutely miserable. They were miserable, and then the Celtics got whatever itis
Died.
they got. I don't know what kind of itis they got, but they're out.
I don't know what kind of itis Porzingis got. The
They
rest
got
of them got itis of their bodies falling apart. I said that shit was gonna happen, dude. They played way too much basketball,
yeah, and
and
then
Jalen Brown was playing on torn meniscus for far too long.
and now your Red Sox. You were committing to watching every Red Sox game, and they've not done you justice. So I yield the floor to you.
My Nesson Plus purchase like re-up just went through today, and I got so fucking angry. I was like, really, you the nerve, Nesson, to not work 50% of the time, and then like,
The
it's
product
just such
being
bad
that
timing.
bad, yeah.
So first, I want to read this Reddit post I saw because it pretty much sums up how I felt last night, at least.
Hmm.
Um, so last night the Red Sox were in a 1-0 game. We're up 1-0 for a real long fucking time, far too long. Uh, in typical Red Sox fashion, me and my buddy were watching, and I was literally like, "How do you think they blow it tonight? Like, what's the new flavor of the week tonight?"
Yeah.
And we both took our bets. Neither of us picked what was going to happen. Aroldis Chapman blew the save. Uh, Brewers get one in the top of the ninth. He works out of a jam. We go to the 10th. Leave people on base, which is what we do all the motherfucking time now. I'm real sick of it. Following a 19-run explosion on Friday, the Red Sox went 4 for 27 with runners in scoring position.
Hmm.
4 for 27. That's just what we're doing. Um, but yeah, so 10th inning, bottom of the 10th. Liam Hendricks comes in because he's been bitching about not getting enough play time. We're like, okay, cool. You want a high leverage situation, pal? Here you go. 1-1 in the 10th.
We got you.
Loads the bases, no outs. Christian Yelich, grand slam, walk off. See you later. Just ripped the. I knew it was coming, and it was comedy, but it still hurt so fucking bad.
Hmm.
And then today they did it in an even worse fashion. Christian Campbell, 10th inning again. This time we did score. We were up 5-4 in the 10th inning. Bases, I don't think it was juiced. It was maybe two on. And Christian Campbell, play at the plate, goes to throw home, and he misses the catcher by. I'm not kidding. 5, 6, 7 feet to the right. It was so fucking bad. It was a little league throw. They just keep finding ways. But anyway, this guy posted this last night after the Red Sox loss. He said, "This game was my breaking point. Generally, I feel like this subreddit leans way too doomer for my taste. I've tried to stay positive. Like, hey, what if we rattled off a 5 game win streak? Sounds like me. Or once the calendar flips to June, maybe the bats wake up, we start firing on all cylinders. But it's like a lot of folks here already threw in the towel on this team, calling them a mid 500 team, nothing better, nothing worse. It's all they've been for 4 years, and seems to be all we are now. Real potential here. The ceilings for Narvaez, Campbell, Meyer, and eventually Roman Anthony are legit. The rotation has shown flashes. And remember the offseason when it felt like we actually had pitching depth, and the bullpen has some legit arms. Chapman, Slayton, Weiser, Bernardino, maybe even Shitlock if he can find his form again. I've been riding this optimism train while others jumped off, but man, this one sucked the life out of me. I was chatting with my friend, and he said about the Mets recently, the offense is just having a rough week. Imagine a Sox fan saying that right now. We wish it was a rough week, but let's be real. Too many weeks have looked rough, and I don't think there's a silver bullet. Firing Cora or Fats, he doesn't magically fix things. I'm hyped for Roman Anthony too, but he's not saving the season single-handedly. And then he said, need a break from watching. Pretty much to a T, brother. Uh, I've talked, so let's hear what you got.
Um, I can relate
Got more too.
oddly pretty well because the Blue Jays also doing the same thing, and we didn't have the same hope that Red Sox fans had. You guys felt like you had a better team. Your guys had a lot more going on. Um, I just want to read you the Blue Jays win losses in May. Won 1 out of 3 against Cleveland. Won 1 out of 4, or sorry, 1 out of 3 against the Angels. Swept the Mariners. Lose 2 out of 3 to the So we're a win 4, lose 3, win 2, lose 4. That beat sweep the Padres, who are like exceptionally good. They're a great team, including a 14-0 win, a 3-0 win in those games. Like great. Then get swept by the Rays. So you sweep the Padres and then you get swept by the Rays. You win one against the Rangers, you lose one against the Rangers. They're playing right now. They end the month against the Athletics. This team will not get above 500. It is a roller coaster season. It is really frustrating to watch because I want you to lose with your whole ass if you are going to lose, and I want you to win all the way if I want you to win. I do not want a mediocre season. Either throw it in and rebuild or make some changes and figure it the fuck out because this is painful to watch. I don't know what Jekyll and Hyde team I'm getting. I could tune in and it could be Varsho and Vladdy hitting homers and I could feel good about it, or it could be nobody getting anything. It could be nobody getting any. Oh, no runs. 0 for 46 on scoring
Every
runners.
Garrett Crochet start,
Yes,
0 runs. Just like, oh no, actually,
that was every
he's
Roy
got it.
Halladay. Every Roy Halladay start by his Toronto Blue Jays career was that. That's why he had to go nine
There's
innings
six
every
and
time.
six in Crochet starts, and he's got like a 2.0 ERA.
Unbelievable.
There's 204 after the Brewers game.
Tell me the
Fucking
wild card
ridiculous.
is not for up for taking right now,
It's right there,
and
and
nobody
like we
wants
were
to do it.
supposed to be that nobody wants it. And, like you take it. I don't want it actually. Bregman got hurt. We don't want it either. It's infuriating. That's why all of these losses are so much more than they are because it's like it's right there for you, and you're
Yeah.
just refusing to take it. Where's the stat I had?
Jim
There,
says, well, you're getting your stat. Jim says, can they
yeah.
fire Cora? They just signed him to extension. Fucking
No, they
fire.
fucking
They can.
I mean, they can.
They can fire
They
whoever they
won't,
want. It's
and it's
just money.
fucking
It's
stupid
just
too.
money, but they don't want. They I don't know if it makes sense to fire him. It's not the problem.
The second anything goes wrong, everyone just goes like, "Well, I
Get the
have to blame
manager.
somebody.
Yeah,
Let's blame the manager."
this is a
The,
player issue.
what do you want Core to do? I do think he's mismanaged things at time. At
Sure.
times, Crochet 85 pitches against the Mets. Like, what was that about? We had a taxed bullpen because of the Walker Bueller incident and the four series against the Orioles, the doubleheader, all that shit. And you take Crochet out with 85 pitches against a first place Mets team that you were in the series with. That was before the Bregman injury. Like, we were right there, and he's like, "Well, that's we got to save him for September." It's like I get that, but do you realize
You're gonna
September is
be out of it.
slipping away
You're gonna be out
by
of
the
it.
day?
Yeah, you'll
We're
be
gonna
out
be
of it by
way
then.
out of it by then. No fucking chance we stay in at this rate. Asking Rafaela to play 7 positions last year didn't work. What are we going to do this year? We're going to have a rookie Christian Campbell learn how to play 7 positions. And guess what? It's not fucking working. We just saw him make another error today. Like, I'm not trying to get on the kid because I do think he's going to be really good, but holy
Dude,
fuck, has he been
they
horrible the last
so
month.
they did that. They did that with Vladdy when he came up. Vladdy was a third baseman. If you don't remember, he was a third baseman. Committed a lot of errors, and they were like, "We want you to be DH," and he's like, "I really feel like I need to play the field." They're like, "You can play first base," and he was bad at first base to start, but they left him there. They said one position. You learn one position. It's already a hard position to learn. You need to learn it. And people are like, first base used to be where you store your big bat goof of a ball player who had no fielding. I'm going to tell you right now, that is not the case anymore. You need gold glove first basemen to win in this league. You need guys that can hit, and
Seth Jarvis goal.
you need to immediately stop moving these guys around. 7 positions, way too much. What are we
As an
doing?
exaggeration, but you know
I
what I
know,
mean.
but give them one spot. Like, it's hard to get.
It's
It is
good
hard.
having depth and being able to play multiple positions, but when
I heard
Tristan Casas gets hurt and you're like, "Hey, can you play first base now?"
it's
That's
hard to be in the big leagues as a rookie already. I
as awful.
heard an interview about with AJ Brown, who was drafted by the Padres. I didn't know that, but he was drafted by the Padres. He was in high school, and he said, I went to an All-Star game, and the guy threw a pitch in there, and like, keep in mind, we're in high school. I've been the best ball player I've ever seen, on my team everywhere I go. This high school kid on the All Star team is throwing gas like high 90s, like 97. He's like, this motherfucker's in high school. What am I supposed to do
Yeah,
then? And he's like, never
yeah,
mind. I'll just go play football. It's hard to be in the league. It is hard to learn the positions. There is so much nuance to it. Um, defensively, it is not just about see ball, catch ball. This isn't like
defensively we've been horrible too.
this isn't the little league area where people are like, oh, I'm gonna you just got to stand here. There's positioning, there's footwork, there's how to adjust when a throw is coming, there's how to read and
And
catch
how
a
much of
ball.
baseball is mental, dude? Just having
So
someone.
much.
They're asking Christian Campbell, who's been up for a month, and got a phantom rib injury that we don't know how much that's affecting him.
Hmm.
They're asking him to learn. I mean, I'm going to say learn. He's already played the positions, but he's playing second, he's playing center field, and now they're asking him to play first.
Center
They're
field
asking
is
him to hit
already so hard, man.
they're asking him to hit
So second.
cleanup because Bregman's now out for God knows how long. He was talking like he was going, like he just got announced he was terminal.
Yeah.
They're like, "Yeah, you're sorry, Bregman. You got a couple weeks left." That's how he was talking. So I'm not confident for him to come back at any time soon. Casas obviously went down. Trevor Story's bat has fucking disappeared. He has 3 hits in a month. Every time he came up to bat, I didn't watch a game today. I was at work, but yesterday, every time he came up to bat, there was guys on base, and he went 0 for 4. It's like every single time he comes up, it's an automatic out. His defense isn't the same. His arm isn't the same. He's not hitting. So what the fuck is he good for?
Middle
At this point, if
infield.
the season is as scrapped as it is,
Yeah.
bring up Roman Anthony and figure it the fuck out. If we win,
Play the
cool.
kids.
If
Play the
not, then
kids.
we're getting development for the kids. But I'm
You
sick of watching this team.
you need middle infield and center field are like the hardest positions to learn defensively in the game. Center field in particular is a pain. I could never do center field. Never do center field.
I'm not fast enough.
You put me in left and right. I was fast enough. I just I couldn't do. I needed to be in on one of the side fields.
I was
I
a
also
second
liked.
base guy.
I hated second base. Get me out of the infield. Put me out where I can heave it. That's what I wanted. I just wanted to fire frozen ropes from the outfield, which was fun until everybody's like, hit the cutoff, man, play good fundamental baseball, and you're like, but
Fuck the cutoff.
I really just want to show you how hard I can throw it to the catcher, and that's why I'm
Took
doing
pride in
this.
being the cutoff
That's
guy.
why I'm doing this show, and I'm not in the bigs, obviously.
Not in the other show.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
many other things.
Couple more things here. I
Yeah,
finally,
yeah.
like I was saying, at the 19-run explosion against the Orioles. It was like, hey, here we go. Everything's going good. And then Bregman blows his shit out. 4 for 27, like I said, with runners in scoring position. Red Sox have let the sixth most runners on base in the league this season.
Mhm.
240 team batting average with runners in scoring position ranks 21st. League high 143 strikeouts. We are the second worst team in terms of errors, except for you guessed it, the Colorado Rockies. Um, Starting pitching, bad outside of
It's
Garrett Crochet. Nobody can go more than 4 or 5 innings.
just bad.
Brian Bayo hasn't gone more than 5 and 2/3 this entire season.
Yeah, it's not great.
That guy is supposed to be your number 2 or number 3 starter.
Hmm.
Walker Buehler's been okay when he's actually healthy. Dick Fitz is my guy. He looked
Hmm.
great again in Milwaukee, but it was a rehab start. He was on a limited pitch count. But outside of that, there's nobody you can rely on to go deep in the games. And maybe it's on Cora pulling them too early. I don't know what it is. But the bullpen is taxed already. Their arms are jello because they're pitching more innings than anybody else. More losses credited to their bullpen than except for the White Sox and the Rangers. Tied with the White Sox, the A's, and the Pirates for most blown saves. Six
Yuck.
and 14 in 1-run games. 6 and 14. If half of those go the other way, you're a wild card team.
Jim says,
And
remember when the
competing with
AL
the
East used to
Yankees.
be good? Signed to the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah, pretty much, dude.
One
We thought
time.
this division was going to be one of the best in baseball this year, and holy fuck is it bad. 5 runs in 37 innings, 4 losses. That's the Red Sox last 5 until today.
Uh,
But add another loss there. At least we scored a couple today.
Listen, it's been a tough go for you, so why don't we cheer ourselves up with some Colorado Rockies news? Because nothing
Yeah,
lifts the spirits. Did you see that
could
meme where
always
the
be worse.
do you see that meme where the guy's like, I'm finally getting into baseball and he's a Colorado Rockies fan, and someone's like, getting into the Rockies this season is like getting into boats and going on the Titanic.
I've seen that.
Oh yeah, this is where we're at. Colorado, if you
Ballpark's
haven't,
sold out every fucking day. Every day they play.
well, that's because tickets are $6. It's easy to sell that out. That's all it takes. Just give them a couple of
Making enough
bucks.
money to put together a competitive team. Um, Rockies obviously having one of the worst seasons in MLB history. I know they're
Hmm.
playing tonight, but they are 9 and 46 right now.
Yeah.
Uh, they are currently 100 game stretch, 27 and 73, 150 game stretch, 46 104, 200, 66 134, 300, 99 201, 400, 136 264, and 500, 178 and 322. The Colorado Rockies are at the worst point the club has been for 5 years running.
Yeah.
Basically since Arenado left. They became the quickest MLB team to record 40 losses, taking just 48 games to reach that mark.
Yeah.
Colorado then marked the worst 50-game start in modern MLB history by beating out the 1904 Washington Senators, the franchise that later became the Twins, with an 8 and 32 record. They're batting 193 through 27 road games. No team in MLB history has ever batted under 200 on the road for a full year,
Hmm.
and they're tied with the Chicago White Sox for the worst team average in the MLB at 219. You want to take a guess what their starting rotation has combined for an ERA? It is the league worst by a hefty margin.
I'm gonna go. Is it in the fives?
Higher.
Really
Yep.
gross. Um, 7, 6, 3.
667.
Okay.
Almost the perfect devil's number for the Rockies. Um, Bud Black has even been putting position players on the mound.
Might as well.
Fuck it. Like you guys clearly can't do it. Doesn't matter. I, it must suck for pitchers. It really must, like playing in Colorado as your home stadium, just because of how much of a disadvantage you're at because of the air and how much it takes off your pitches and all that shit.
Hmm.
But at the same time, a 667 is just fucking outrageous. Like, w-
That's real
build a
bad.
dome. Like, if the Rockies want to be successful, the first thing they do is build a dome.
Or like a series of nets around the outfield that can stop balls
Yes,
from going. Like just like
I like that.
make it like a carnival. Like you only
They're
get a
like the
home run.
Rockies are so bad. We're turning this into a mini golf course
It's
style.
like yeah.
Like,
Do you remember that there was a version of MLB The Show that had like a hitters it was like a hitting skills thing, and it was like you were in like a backyard carnival style thing, and they'd be like you have to like practice like your drag bunts and stuff like that. But they
I don't
made it like
remember
a
that.
carnival. They made it like a carnival. It was like from one of the earlier versions. It might have been like
I was thinking like Mario Super Sluggers, where like
that's
the
what it
outfield's
needs,
like a castle.
like backyard baseball. Let's just
Yeah,
yeah,
just
but
different.
like
Yeah, mix it up. Do something else.
maybe
Like, guys,
we'll
they're getting killed out there. Can we just?
can we make a green monster like all around the outfield wall? Like the outfield wall is
Yeah,
just like 40 feet high now.
it's 440 to dead center, and it's also a 30-foot wall.
Yeah, like good luck. Whatever you got to do, just like something. Just they need to do something.
The infield super big. Like, I don't know. Do something
A
else.
series of
Uh,
drones with gloves.
the craziest part about the Colorado Rockies is that the White Sox were historically bad, set the record last year, and they're only going to hold it for a year.
For a year.
The Rockies have to go almost 500 for the rest of the year to not break that record. They have to go 47 and 60 for the remainder of the year
It's not
to
going to
not
happen.
break the record.
It's not going to happen.
They might shatter it. They have 9 wins. It's fucking May 28th.
At this point,
Oh,
I feel like you have to just embrace the losing, like as best you can. You know what I mean? It's just
make it
like
your
we're just
identity.
that's what we are. We're the bad news bears, man. We're never going to win a game again. Want to move on to some NHL here before we get into AFC East win totals?
Yeah, let's do it.
Florida choked away the best opportunity to me leave Carolina 0-16 in conference finals games. Uh, Carolina is now 1-15. Congratulations, you
Dude,
did it. Hey,
I
you
was
got up.
reading through Hurricanes Reddit today and they were celebrating it like they won the cup. They're like, holy fuck, we didn't get swept. We didn't get swept. We won our series. It was hilarious. I was loving it.
Awful. Florida's still going to win that series, I think.
They're down 1-0 right now.
Yeah. You think it's
They win
over
this
now?
one.
You think it's like a flip? We flipped it?
I mean, I expect Florida to win, obviously, still. I kind of expect them to get it done tonight, but if Carolina wins tonight, you gotta start having some conversations.
I don't think there's any conversations. Carolina had good puck luck the other night. Aho got one tonight. We'll see what happens. I'm
Before the other night, the last time the Hurricanes won a conference championship game, Macklin Celebrini wasn't born.
yes, yeah.
Hilarious.
They were bad. They're real bad. Um, you still think Florida gets it done?
I do. They're the better team.
They are the better team.
They really are.
I can't imagine you go from spanking your opponent like that to like a reverse sweep. That's a level of choke we only see in the Toronto Maple Leafs. I just don't see that in the Panthers. I don't think Paul
And what if
Maurice will do it.
Frederick Anderson only how many shots did he face? Like 20 or
Yeah, it
21? It
wasn't
was not
enough.
many.
Yeah, Paul Maurice will chew them out and they'll get back on the track, and I think that's over.
Yeah.
Um,
I trust in Bob Rob. Playoff Bob Rob is a different monster.
him and Paul Maurice are my two favorite people on that team, plus Marshy, of course. Um, on the other side, Florida,
I just
Edmonton. I
hate
know
them
you do.
so
I know
much.
you do. Florida is looking good. You know who else is looking good is the Edmonton
The
Oilers.
Edmonton Oilers, they're smacking the Dallas Stars around.
Dallas added Mikko Rantanen, brought in some other
Did
guys
they?
at the
He's
on
been
the
MIA since the fucking
first game.
Avalanche
Yeah,
series.
well, no, he was there in the first game. He got something done on the first game, and then you know what happened?
He has 2 assists and no goals in the
Stuart
series.
Skinner happened. Skinner was like, you know what? I should probably try saving the puck. Flip the script. He was just like, oh, you want me to stop it? Cool. I do that.
Oh,
I thought we were playing for funsies. This is the real thing. He's been
Jordan
unbelievable.
Bennington, Jordan Bennington, and Stuart Skinner are Spider-Man memeing. So, yeah, I only show up in big games. Other than that, I'm fucking useless.
They Skinner's been unbelievable the last three
It's been
games.
fantastic.
The
Been
last
out of
three
his
games have
mind.
been
Like I said,
unbelievable.
98% save percentage in his last three.
That's unbelievable. And
The Stars haven't. They've been since their 5 goal period. It's been a 16-8
yeah,
goal differential.
yeah, it's been a significant team to play
Actually, no,
against.
that's total. It's been
It's
13-2 since
13 to
that period.
2. Yeah, it's 13 to 2. That you can't win a game. You can't win a series like that. Getting outscored 13 to 2. I know they're going back to Dallas. Edmonton shut Dallas out in Dallas, so they can already win on the road. So it wouldn't surprise me if they got it done. I think
Dallas just looks done too. Like
they
the
kind of looked
Hurricanes,
cooked, don't they?
they do. The Hurricanes, like they're done, but they don't look done. Like they look like they
Yeah,
still got belief in them.
yeah, they're trying.
The Stars look like they got the soul sucked out of them. Like they're the Grim Reaper.
They threw
They're
everything they
killing the
had.
Dallas Stars right now.
They threw everything they had at Stuart Skinner, and he beat them. And they're like,
Yep.
I don't
Well,
understand what
that's it.
happened.
Pack it in. We'll
It's
get them
like
next year.
it's a David and Goliath kind of like feel because there was no way that Dallas wasn't a better team on paper. And then Stuart Skinner comes in looking like primetime Patrick Waugh, just like
Yeah.
making unbelievable saves behind his back. He's got the stick going. He's like full paddle, like squirming all over the place. Scory Perry is putting pucks in the net at 40 years old in the playoffs.
They did
Um,
just lose Hyman though.
you lose. I don't think that's as big of a loss. I think it. I don't.
They'll
It's not for this
they'll be
series.
fine, but I mean the guy did score a whole fuck ton of goals last year. It's not like it's
Last year
nothing.
he did.
It's one of their
Last
top
year he did.
forwards.
But this is the thing. This is the difference between Edmonton and every other team. Edmonton's top guys show up when the game is on the line. When you need a win, the first guy in is Connor McDavid. He had 2 apples last night. He's been unbelievable. He's got
Hopkins has been awesome
can
too, by the way.
fun Connor McDavid stat. He has more 2 point games in 50% more than 50% of his playoff games.
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous.
He has 2 or more points in more than half of his playoff games. Wayne Gretzky's the only guy that has a higher percentage. I think Gretzky was something like 56. Connor McDavid has like 50 point something. It's like just over, but it's like
Yeah.
so like half the games
That's
he
why he's allowed to scream at people in the locker room during game 7.
half the games he scores 2 points or more. That's unbelievable. The other guy that comes in immediately is Draisaitl. You always see Dry in there, and then you see the veterans in there. You see Bouchard in there. You see Perry in there, and there's a chance they get Ekholm back.
Hopkins has been awesome.
They get Ekholm back in game 5,
Yep.
and there's something to be said about fresh legs on the defensive end in the playoffs, and I think that that's going to prove pretty big. Hyman's a big loss on the scoring front, but you didn't need him. You didn't need him. Not this series.
No.
He's helped. You
He's
know who's
done
you know who scored?
just a fine job of scoring.
Ryan Nugent Hopkins has
Yep,
been
he's been awesome.
great. And like if you move
He had two
Nuge up,
assists last night too.
Corey Perry's putting
For the
pucks
last
in the
game.
nets.
No, it
You're
wasn't last night.
seeing all of this like excellent play from the veteran guys. I think that it makes sense. So looks like we're coming for a rematch. If we get a rematch, it's Oilers in 6.
I agree. I think
I
that's the
I
exact
told
call.
you I told you that Edmonton was on easy mode until the playoffs, and that loss stung more than anything. That was the biggest. It's the biggest motivator for anyone. If you've ever lost at a game, you always want to stick it to the person or the people that made you lose. Especially if you're a competitive person, and all of those people are competitors. They want to win more than anything. I heard a quote from a Oilers reporter today. who said, "Do you think they can beat Florida?" And he said, "I think they would beat a team made up of their mothers to win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Like they they would walk all over them. They don't care. They want it that bad." So
I want them to wrap. I want the Panthers to wrap it up tonight, and I want the Oilers to wrap it up tomorrow, so we can just get on with the rematch.
let's get there.
Let's get. We know this is what's we're headed towards that. Like let's not beat
Yeah, what
around
do
the
we
bush.
don't
Let's
need to
just
beat
get
around the
to it.
bush. All right, let's do some fun predicting, um, because we've both had enough of real sports. It's been way too difficult to watch anything fun. We are a few weeks out from
It's been
like
pretty brutal.
proper NFL coverage, but that doesn't mean that we stop covering the NFL. We have schedules for all of the teams, and being as we are both Patriots fans, the only thing that we have that still hasn't been tarnished is hope. You see Stephon Diggs, he's partying on yachts. He's my man's is living it up.
Full time pimp.
Yeah,
Full time. Actually, no. We don't know what was in that baggie.
we don't
I
know.
was could have been anything, allegedly. Um,
You saw that
Part-time football player.
Chappelle show skit.
Yeah, he was in his
Is
Rick James era.
is pimping easy? I'm gonna go ahead and say pimping ain't easy.
Stephon Diggs
That's
having
correct.
three chicks around him on a yacht while his girlfriend is shaking ass 10 feet away is just a, a
Aura,
level of famous I won't
aura.
understand.
that's that's way
Wild
way
things.
beyond anything that I will ever comprehend. Nor do I want to comprehend, to be honest with you.
I don't give a fuck what he's doing as long
Yeah.
as he's not being an issue in the locker room and he's
Hey,
having a 1,000 yard season for Drake
catch
May. That's
catch the
it.
ball, catch tutties.
No
Break
problem.
Randy Moss's record. That's what I want. That's what I
Skip
want.
OTAs, hang out on yachts,
I
do
don't care.
whatever pink substances you want to do, and then we'll just keep playing football and we're good. But yeah, do you want to start with the Pats? Do an S over under totals for
Yeah,
the wins.
yeah.
What do we got here? Patriots right now are set at 8.5
Over.
over. Agreed. Do you want to go through the schedule real quick? I
Yeah,
think
we can
it's
go through it.
uh game one. Tom Brady in town. Raiders. That's
Win.
a dub. Easy. In Miami, I think we win that, but I will give it to them because we
Sure.
always lose in Miami,
Yeah.
just to be fair and
Yeah.
not bias. Um, week three, home at the Steelers, win.
Win.
Don't care if Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback or not. We
Doesn't
win that
matter.
game. Next week in Foxborough, Carolina Panthers, win.
Win. Yeah.
At Buffalo,
Loss.
loss.
Yeah.
At New Orleans,
Win.
win. I
I
I'm
don't
playing.
know. I don't know who's playing quarterback. It doesn't matter.
Nobody good enough for it to matter.
Mm-mm.
At Tennessee,
Win.
win.
There's
Mike,
no way
Mike
Mike Vrabel
Vrabel will not
homecoming.
lose that
Mm-mm.
game. He
Mm-mm.
will not lose
We
that
win by
game.
40.
That is a
Whatever the spread is, double
that
it.
is a bet the house Patriots spread game. Uh, Home against the Browns, win.
Win. Yep.
Right now we're sitting at 2 losses
And we have 6 wins, right?
through
Yeah.
through week 8. Uh, Atlanta Falcons, home. That's a game I think we find a way to lose.
I'm gonna go with loss, but I could see that also being a win. Kind of like that
Yeah, it's
Miami game
toss
was.
up.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll call it a loss.
Yep. At Tampa,
Loss.
agreed. It's kind of same thing as Miami.
Yep.
Home against the Jets in prime time.
Win.
Win. Another game Vrabel's not going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
His first game against the Jets in prime time,
Yeah,
no
no chance.
shot. At Cincinnati, I'll give you a loss.
Yeah.
Home against the Giants.
Win.
Home against Buffalo.
What week is that?
15.
That could be a win if Buffalo is far enough ahead in the division. They may be resting starters. I don't know. Probably not.
I don't think they will be then.
Call it a loss.
I think that's a loss.
Call it a
I think we
loss.
lose the next one at Baltimore.
Yes.
And then you win out 17-18 at New York and then home against Miami.
Yes. Agreed.
That's 6 losses.
Yeah,
Not too shabby.
that's not too shabby. That'd be
Not too
that
shabby.
would be a hell of a return. Like that'd be a
Yeah, it
huge
would.
like come out.
Actually, no, it was 10-7 we had.
It's 10-7.
I forgot about the first Dolphins game.
Yeah, it's
Ten
ten
and
and
seven.
seven.
Still over. I'm hitting it. I'm taking it.
10-7. It could be 11-6.
Could be.
We'll see.
Um, Next up, Miami Dolphins.
Yep.
Over 8.5. Under.
I think I'm on the under as well.
There's a moth. I was gonna fucking karate kid it. I was waiting for it to.
I am under as well.
Yeah, I don't trust the Dolphins for shit. Week 1 at the Colts. I'll give it a win.
Yep.
Home against the Patriots. Win, we said.
Yep.
At Buffalo, loss.
Loss.
Home against the Jets, win.
Yes.
At Carolina, loss.
Yeah.
Home against the Chargers, loss.
Yeah.
At Cleveland. Doesn't it feel like a game they lose?
I'd give them a win there.
All right, I'll give them a win. At Atlanta Falcons.
That's a loss. I think Atlanta's going to be good this year.
Okay. Home against Baltimore, loss.
Loss.
Home against Buffalo, loss.
Loss.
Home against Washington.
Loss.
All right, so you're sitting at 7 losses through week 11.
Yeah.
After starting 3-1.
Yeah.
Bye week, and then you're home against the Saints.
Win.
On the road against the Jets.
Win.
On the road against Pittsburgh. In prime time.
Win. No,
I
loss.
agree. Oh,
Tomlin in prime time is like ridiculous record, isn't he?
probably, but I'm thinking old shitty Aaron Rodgers in prime time, but I mean he's not even on the roster yet, so
Yeah.
I'll go loss.
Okay.
Um, Home against the Bengals and the Bucks. I think both of those are losses.
Correct.
And then at New England, we said was a loss.
Yeah.
That's 6 wins.
Yeah. I see them 6 or 7 wins at most.
Yeah,
It's 6 or
that's
7.
a tough season for the Miami Dolphins coming up. I'm hammering that under.
Yeah. Give me the Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills over 11.5 wins.
Over.
Agreed. Off first inkling. Week 1 at home, Baltimore Ravens. Win.
Yeah.
It's close.
Yeah.
At New York Jets.
Win.
Win.
Yeah.
Home against Miami, win.
Yeah.
Home against the Saints, win.
Yeah.
Home against the Patriots.
Yeah.
Damn, they've played 4 of their first 5 games at home.
Yeah. And you've given them 5 wins. They're 5-0.
Yeah. Yeah, so far. 6 Atlanta Falcons.
Win.
At win. At Carolina.
That might be a sneaky loss. Who do they
I can
play
see
after
it.
Carolina?
Kansas City.
Yeah, that's a trap game.
That is
That's
a wicked trap game.
that is the trap game of trap games. So I'm going to give Carolina the win there.
Okay, I like it.
I'm
And
going to
then
call it. Write it down. You could write it down. You can bookmark this. You come back to me after that game when they
week
lose to
8,
Carolina.
Panthers Bills. That's
Yeah.
Armchair's legacy game.
Yeah.
Kansas City Chiefs after that, I think is a loss. Especially if you lose to Carolina.
Kansas City will be a loss.
At Miami, win.
Yeah.
Home against Tampa.
Win.
At Houston. What do you think about Houston? They better this year?
They
I think
are.
this is kind of a bridge
So-
year for them.
I think that they're significantly better than they were last year because they're healthier. They're on the mend. You've got Nico back. You've got as CJ Stroud after having his struggles. I think people are going to be off him. I'm looking at Nico as I had Nico high. I had Nico a lot higher than other people. I had Nico higher than Malik Neighbors did as wide receivers, and that turned some heads. We'll see. That said, I think Buffalo wins in a shootout.
At Pittsburgh,
Win.
home against Cincinnati.
Loss.
Agreed. Week 15 at New England.
Win.
We said was a win. At the Cleveland Browns.
That's a win.
Home against the Eagles. Loss.
Loss.
Home against the Jets.
Win.
So that's 4 losses.
Yeah. They could
13
have
and 4.
Yeah, they could have 5. They could be 12-5. Depends on
Yeah, with
that.
the Ravens.
Depends on the Ravens. It also depends on that Week 18 game against the Jets. Could be what the Patriots had this year.
Patriots.
Yeah.
Yep. I still like over 11.5.
Yeah, me too.
And the New York Jets.
What's the number?
The number is over 5.5.
Under.
First inkling, yeah, I'm gonna go under.
It might
Week
be.
1
It might be over. It might be just over. This is tough. Week 1, go ahead.
versus the potentially Aaron Rodgers-led Pittsburgh Steelers.
Uh,
Justin Fields revenge game.
if
Aaron Rodgers revenge game.
I like the Jets, if it's not Rodgers.
If it's Rodgers, they lose.
Yes, because Aaron is a
Well,
petty motherfucker.
let's assume he is not on the team because he's not signed yet.
So then it's a win.
Okay. Week 2, Buffalo.
Loss.
At Tampa.
Loss.
At Miami.
Loss.
Home against Dallas.
Loss.
Home against Denver.
Loss.
Home against Carolina.
Loss.
At Cincinnati.
Well, definitely a loss.
What an awful schedule they have.
Yeah, it's not
Versus
great.
Cleveland at home.
Win.
At New England.
Loss.
At Baltimore.
Loss.
Home against Atlanta.
Loss.
Home against Miami. I got it.
Did you?
Dead motherfucker.
Loss.
At Jacksonville.
I want to say loss.
I want to say loss too. At New Orleans.
Win. That
home
one.
against yep, home against the Patriots.
Loss.
At Buffalo.
I know we gave that as a Buffalo win, but I feel like we should give that to the Jets. That puts them at 4.
That does put them at 4. It puts them at 5 potentially with the Rodgers flip.
Yeah.
So they're right on the line there. I'd still hitting the under, technically.
I mean, and look, last year we told you Patriots under. We survived.
Oh boy, did that. We did not. I mean, I didn't. My bet didn't.
No.
Only because of the Joe Milton one, but it hung on until the very last week.
Yeah,
of the
you get
season.
to week 18. It was still
and I took
alive.
I did buy, like we technically hit the under. I bought down.
Yeah. It. I'm just saying we've got a pretty good track record. That's all I'm saying. We got a decent track record of calling these things. I don't think that the Patriots are going to win as many as we want them to win. I think they will find ways to lose. They're a young team. I still think it's over 8.5. I think realistically, a bad season is 9-8, based on the schedule.
I have pretty high expectations.
I have very high
shit,
expectations.
The team's a lot better.
If you didn't want me to have expectations, you shouldn't have made Forged in Foxborough.
That too, yeah.
You want,
but the team clearly has expectations because Patriots of the past would not have made that.
No shot.
No shot.
Also, apparently Carolina or Jacksonville does this, and it's called On the Hunt, and it's been every season. And they're only 30-minute episodes. Get on our level.
30 minutes is
Full
still
hour.
too much.
What are we doing? Duval for 30 minutes?
Did the second half come out?
I haven't looked.
I haven't looked either.
feel like I wanted to, but it's not there yet. You got a stone stories for us before we get out? Don't forget to place your wagers and be safe betting if you're doing
It is not there yet.
it. No,
Yeah, I got a stone story for us. It's kind of a slow week, to be honest.
it's
This
a
one
slow
didn't
week
pop up on
everywhere.
my radar until right before the show. But anyway, we're going to Florida. Um, Shocker. A Florida man who was apparently bitten by alligators was fatally shot by police after he emerged from the lake and charged at sheriff's deputies. Two deputies, including a trainee, opened fire on one Timothy Schulz, 42, RIP, after they deployed a stun gun from what appeared, well, excuse me, a stun gun that appeared to have no effect. And after Schultz tried to remove a firearm from the patrol cruiser. The fact that he was bitten by an alligator and still continued his rampage is shocking, Judd said. Authorities first responded to the call involving Scholes at 5:56 a.m. when he appeared at a racetrack shaking and asking to call his son. That's a bad visual.
That's
That's a
not.
guy that that's,
It's not good.
that's a right police call.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly what you said. Imagine driving by, you see that the first that's not good. That
That's
doesn't
not
look
good. No.
good. uh Deputies who responded to the area after this call could not find him. Also not good. Nearly 2 hours later, a witness spotted Scholes in Lakeland, south of Orlando, and reported that the man was in a lake, Lakeland, with, quote, a lot of alligators, Judd said. A witness actually took a life vest and tried to throw it to him. He refused it. Said he didn't want the life. He's surrounded by alligators, neck deep in water. And they're like, hey, sir, do you need a life vest? He goes, no, don't need it. Don't want it. You send it in here, I send it back. Another witness told authorities that Schulz growled when the person tried talking to him. We went full Buster Rhymes. He was giving him the growl, even. The witness reported that Schulz was treading water and that they could see only his head. At one point, an alligator appeared to bite his right arm, Judd said. I imagine he had no, like, I picture this guy not reacting to the alligator bite.
Yeah.
Like, alligator's clenched on both arms and he's still just like eyes at the water, like he's one of them, he's become an alligator. After he emerged from the lake, Schulz was seen walking between houses in a residential area where he acquired a pair of garden shears. At one point he threw a brick at a passing truck, and as deputies arrived, Judd said they saw Schulz apparently trying to break into a vehicle and quickly got out of their cruiser. This guy he popped out of the lake and went full menace. He's
Yeah.
committed a robbery. He threw a fucking brick at a truck, and he was trying to commit a second robbery, all in like minutes. Schulz then charged at them with the shears. They ordered him to drop the weapon. They deployed the stun gun. He ate it. He went right through the stun gun. You seen that video of the guy trying to get meatball sandwiches?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he just eats like a bunch of tasers. If you're a cop at that point, you're like, fuck, I'm gonna have to shoot this guy. Like the second that guy eats a taser, it's like this is only ending one way. He's not gonna just get in cuffs after I tased him.
Totally agree.
Uh, at that time, our deputy shot multiple times, Judd said. As a result, Timothy is deceased. Said the deputies will remain on administrative leave while the state attorney's office reviews the shooting, per department policy. Schulz said, or Judd, excuse me, said Schulz has faced several methamphetamine charges. That adds up. And most recently one on May 20th, so just a week ago. And they said he found a glass pipe in a backpack Schulz was carrying that also tested positive for the drug. That's like the final boss of meth head tweakers.
Yeah. Don't do
He's
crimes,
swimming
friends.
with the gators,
Don't
dude.
do crimes. He did so much meth. He became one with the gators.
And then committed like 8 crimes en route to getting shot by the police.
You ever watch Futurama?
Yeah.
The episode where Fry drinks 100 cups of coffee and he reaches
Yeah.
peak
That's pretty much
caffeination.
this guy.
This guy did this with meth, where he's just like he's just zipping around. He's like, I
I
became
always
one
think
with
of
the
the
gators.
Blue Mountain State episode where they're stuck in Florida and they have to break Shiloh out of the police department. Dad just starts run. He's like, I got a plan, and drives into the building and starts punching cops. Like that's meth behavior. That's what this guy's up to.
Uh,
He
eh,
ran at cops with garden shears.
didn't
That's
care.
a man who
He
wants
didn't
to
care.
die.
Yeah,
He's swimming with gators. He was.
man, swimming with gators. How do you
I
want?
I only assume like he decided that night. He's like, I'm dying, suicide by cop, and I'm just gonna do a bunch of meth. And then once he was ready, he's like, all right, I've been bit by gators enough. He just started trying to attract the attention of police. He's like, I'll steal shit. I'll break into a car. They'll get here eventually.
Yeah. Uh, that's it. We made it. We made it through the
On the
night.
dot, nine
Listen,
o'clock, eight
hold on,
o'clock start, 9 o'clock
hold on.
end, dude. Look
We
at
made
that.
it on. We started on time. We're ending on time. We didn't have any issues. We got in. We did the thing. This is a good. Today was a good day. Where it's Ice Cube.
Play the ice
Um,
cube.
play DJ. Play the Ice Cube outro. We're not licensed for that, so we're not going to do that. Half ounce, half hour tomorrow.
Probably. I asked them last week if they were down for this week, and I think they were. I'll have to double check and confirm, but hey, we might
Stay
be around tomorrow.
stay tuned for that. If not, make sure to check out old Dubsy Poo on the Stone Sports Podcast Twitch, where he's playing all sorts of
Yes, sir.
fun games.
We Sea of Thieves will be back. They just had a big update.
Hell yeah, pirates
Big
doing
pirate
pirate shit,
guy.
doing pirate shit. And I have fantasy football videos coming out. I promise, I really do. Mama's proud of us. Yes. I have fantasy football stuff coming out. I have written out my top 10 rankings for positions. Eventually, I'm going to have time to record with Zach. I don't know when it's going to be, but we're going to try. Figure that shit out.
Dad stuff.
Yep. For Dubs, I'm Armchair. We'll see you next week.